Ready. Okay. The read is ready. The time has come. This is it, everybody. Grab your thumb. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's the wrong folder. Okay, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, everyone wash your hands before you touch the trophy.
May I please lick your face, sir?
Cow on the run.
Now that's a cheesy wedding.
Cow on the run. That's what it reminded me of. Sir, what is the nature of your burger emergency?
Major spoilers and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
It makes you cough and your throat becomes dry and hot.
This is The Morning Stream. I'm bleeding to death. Humor me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It is The Morning Stream for Monday, February 4th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott.
Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy beginning of the week. It's the first day of the week of the rest of your life.
Do you still have the stink of the Super Bowl upon you? Do you still have it?
Oh, that really happened? I thought that was a dream.
No, it was real. It was a bad game.
The slowest, most boring, low-scoring dream of all time. The
Yeah.
lowest-scoring Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, and I don't really get that much into the season anymore. I'm sort of, I don't know. I'm just not as into it as I used to be when I was younger. But I enjoy the game of football. I used to buy Madden every year. Like I know my way around a field, those 100 yards. But I can tell you with whatever authority that gives me, that last night's game was kind of lame. I mean, it got a little exciting toward the end where we were still a 3-3 somewhere late in the fourth quarter, and then finally something happened. But just not my thing. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, my biggest complaint about the entire deal wasn't the game. It was a feeling I had, and this could totally be me, Brian. I'm totally 100% going to cop to this. It's probably got nothing to do with the game, the sport, the presentation, CBS, commentators, any of that stuff. It probably has nothing to do with them, and it's all me and my own weird perception. But I'm just going to say it.
All right.
It just felt weird and artificial and empty and hollow the entire time. And I don't know how to explain that any other way than that. Does that make any sense? Like, there was just kind of a feeling of like even the halftime thing sucked.
Yeah, it really did.
It was
it was
Maroon
5. I can't even really say they were phoning it in. It was any Maroon 5 thing you could have seen anywhere. Like Maroon 5 at the Grammy Awards, this would be what they would do. There was really nothing. There was no left shark moment. There was no Lady Gaga diving in through the hole in the roof moment.
None of that. And there's that weird. They made this choice to follow him with a camera while he stared longingly into it as he walked. And then all these like very pretty girls that were clearly picked because they were pretty would all be lining the path, acting like they're reaching out to touch him.
It's like, oh, are there only women in this floor audience, or did they just say, okay, dudes, go over to the right, and then all the ladies come over here, and we're just gonna walk at him through the pile of ladies.
He's walking through, looking at the camera like he's coming at it. Hey, the camera, and it's me. It's Adam Levine, everybody, with all my weird tattoos and stuff. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, even the guest stars. I guess it was Big Boy from Outcast
from the 80s. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, from from Azar.
Yeah,
Azar's Big Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just I don't know. I mean, I don't know about it feeling empty and hollow and artificial. It felt like if you had a greatest moments from all the previous Super Bowls that you assembled, this would be the stuff that would be on the cutting room floor.
Oh yeah, there's no greatest moments in here. Like Adam,
right,
and it doesn't count.
I'm saying, exactly. It's
and it doesn't count if Adam Levine takes his shirt off, ladies. I understand you're all into that. I get it. But come on.
Oh no, but I love whoever it was on Twitter that said that Adam Levine looked like compared him to a Chipotle bag. Probably the best tweet that I had seen.
That was pretty good. My favorite tweet was an image of 3 scores. It said Maroon 5. This is before the end of the game, but it said Maroon 5, LA, or no, gosh dang it, Maroon 5, Patriots 3, Rams 0. That's what it said for a long time.
Maroon 5.
Yeah,
I
get it? Because
okay.
like a little score.
Yes.
Get it? Here's the other thing you don't know. Fun fact about Maroon 5's Adam Levine. He's only like 4'5". He's a little tiny man.
He is. He's a little short dude with no lips.
Yeah,
I was telling Tina, I said,
no lips.
No lips on that Adam Levine.
just an open and shut kind of Muppet mouth.
Yeah.
There's no lips on that guy.
I mean, for all by all accounts, he's a really, really nice guy, and
I'm sure he is, but it was a freaking terrible halftime show. It was just not
really was
entertaining, and it felt lame and very like shoddily put together and
sanitized. And I know that there was some controversy because of the whole Colin Kaepernick deal that that the NFL commissioner was flippant about, or not flippant, but kind of apathetic about the Colin Kaepernick trade deal, like getting him onto another team, basically.
Yeah.
Like, if another team wants him, they can have him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Maroon 5, you should boycott the Super Bowl." They kind of did.
Yeah. In a way, they did. Yeah. And then they teased that SpongeBob thing, and then didn't deliver on it.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I knew. I mean, there was a huge push for the SpongeBob Super Bowl, whatever that name of that song is that they did on SpongeBob, to be a thing, a tribute to the guy who died, who created SpongeBob. And then they just hint at it, and then they don't do anything with it. My daughter was livid. That's her generation, man. She was pissed about that. But whatever. For me, it just felt like top to bottom, it got weirder and weirder. The commercials were all very dystopic and just kind of cranky. That ASMR commercial made me want to punch a donkey in the face.
I thought of you the second that thing came on. It's like, oh my God, they're trying to do ASMR in an ad.
I was so irritated with that.
I thought that was Zoe Kravitz at first, and Tina's like, no, I don't think that's Zoe Kravitz.
No, that's somebody else. I don't know who that is.
Just probably some YouTube sensation for doing SMR or ASMR.
Yeah.
Tell me if you remember this. Okay, so the whole Steve Carell "Is Pepsi okay" thing.
Yeah.
Didn't you and I talk about "Is Pepsi okay" as being what Pepsi should do for their next slogan?
We did.
Like years ago on TMS.
Oh yeah, I think someone found it. I think Jamie may have found it, or he was looking for it. Jamie,
I think he was looking. I think he was looking for something else, which was for Hammond. When we renamed all of the Las Vegas Strip properties using poop euphemisms like Squeezer's Palace and stuff.
I forgot we did that too. Okay, maybe he's not looking for it, but the thing is, it's out there. I remember talking about it. I think someone listened to TMS and stole our idea. That's what I'm going to say. I think that's what happened there. But just in general, they all just like, can car commercials be a little less dramatic, please? Can we stop acting like they're these heart-wrenching, what's that Kia thing they're driving? They're acting like, oh my gosh, dang it, dude. Does everyone have to look like we're in the middle of the bomb just dropped and we've all got to come together somehow for this new SUV? Like, geez.
That's a big joke that Tina was that every time there was like a touchy-feely commercial, I'd say, WeatherTech floor liners, making a difference in this world. Because they did the first one of like, here's these kids or these pets or something like that. It was some like really touchy-feely ad. And then it was like, oh, it's for floor mats. Okay. It's like for the most... hilarious. That was Zoe Kravitz doing the SMR.
Oh, was that
thing.
Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. She was in Mad Max Fury Road and deserves better than this.
Apparently she is going to go my way.
Yeah, apparently. To me, it just felt I think it contributed to my sense of hollowness because the commercials, to me, that's just freaking hollow. Like,
can I tell you my favorite one, though?
Sure. Do you have a favorite? Because I thought they blew this year.
I do have a favorite because it was so out of left field, was the Bud Light commercial that turned into a Game of Thrones ad.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It had what's his name
I thought that was great. I thought, all right, that is the way to do it. And I'm sure it's like adjoining, obviously, because they were promoting Bud Light, and then you see the dragons and all this stuff happen. It's like, okay, that is really well done.
Did I miss did I miss whatever they were doing with the dude with the Big Lebowski thing? I must have missed it. What was it?
If you blink, you missed it because it was for a minute-long commercial, you had 45 seconds of Sarah Jessica Parker doing the whole Carrie Sex in the City thing, and then at the very end, the dude comes in, and it's basically here are some famous characters who are known for drinking a certain thing, but they're switching to Stella Artois.
Really? That was what we used that for?
That was what it was used for.
Did the Coen brothers have anything to say? Because that's terrible. That's a terrible use of your property.
It's
awful.
Absolutely the worst use of. I'd rather see a new dude cartoon series on Adult Swim than see him get ruined in that commercial. I will say also the T-Mobile commercials with the text messages were actually pretty funny. Those were pretty well written. Like the dad who's like searching for veal parmesan recipes as he's texting his daughter or something. Those were, maybe it was just the fact that the other ones were so bad, but the T-Mobile ones
they kind of stuck out for him. I don't know. I kind of hated all of it. Again, like I said at the top of this, could be me and my bad attitude, but I don't know. Everything left me wet and dry. I'll tell you what really bummed me out too is at the end, they had this awkward long stretch of post-game where this is right after the game, and there's that big scrum of reporters and everybody that gathers around Tom Brady because he's Tom Brady. And for some reason, CBS thought the smart thing to do would be to have zero commentary and live mics on everybody out there in the field so that you could hear people getting mad at each other and telling them this, back off, get out, go around the other side, get away from the thing. Oh, Jesus H, whatever.
So you get to hear production assistants basically yelling at each other.
Basically, what you hear is the raw dog freaking not sparkly vision that you're supposed to be sending everybody at home. Instead, you're just letting it all hang out there. In some ways, I should appreciate it and go, yeah, that's what it's like. It's a shit show, and everybody's fighting and grumbly and pissed, and there's bodyguards who are about to kill you if you get too close to somebody, and like it's just a cranky, pissy, shitty mass of human poop, and they just let the cameras roll and let the mics on, and they had no interstitial, no talking, no anything, and you could tell it was like a hazing ritual for the reporter lady, because it was like, we need you to get your arse in there and talk to Tom Brady face to face. And this whole stretch of video was like her getting bumped around, going, please let me through, and people going, oh, what do you mean get let you through? I was here first. You just hear all these grumpy people talking. And I was just like, well, F you guys. I'm not going to watch your damn thing anymore. And that's when I checked out. It's like, F off.
It didn't even make it to that. Basically, as soon as all the players kind of run on the field because you know it's over, I'm like, all right, I'm going down to get ready for raid, and I went and did some World Quest before raid last night. Yeah. But here's the way we watched it. We went and saw The Upside with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart yesterday afternoon. Got back home at about 5 o'clock, 5:30, so an hour into the Super Bowl, and we just basically fast forwarded through almost all of it, except for we'd stop at the commercials and we'd stop if there was like we stopped for Gladys Knight, who I think did a great job with the national anthem. Nothing spectacular, but that's not one where you want to go way over the top.
No, and you'll pay for it for weeks if you do.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. We don't need Bleeding Gums Murphy. No. Say, I said, say, can you see?
Did she did she have any pips with her? I missed the intro.
She was sans pips.
All right, no pips. That's fine.
And then we fast forward, get to commercials, watch the commercials. Oh, new Avengers trailer, great. Ooh, new Captain Marvel trailer, great. Fast forward through the game. And we basically got caught up right after, about halfway through the third quarter, which is perfect. It was like, all right, now stuff is starting to maybe happen. Oh, no, I guess it's not.
No, still 0-3. Yeah, it got real weird there toward the end. And also, all this praise for Tom Brady, I get it. His 6th ring, that's cool. Now he can snap his fingers and destroy half the world. That's great. And that's fine. And I get Belichick is, one of the winningest coaches in the history of the game and blah, 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 blah. But my problem is everybody just praising him, greatest, giving him GOAT status, greatest of all time.
Right.
And in a game where he barely connected a single pass.
Right.
And nobody scored shit. Like, it's just a bad showing for everyone, not just him, but everyone. But it's this impossible thing. We just can't help it. We just can't help the fact that it's Tom Brady, and so we got to lift him up. Whatever. You know what? Patriots fans, good job. You did it again. Rams, sorry. And I hope the little boy you got coaching, you got lots of sleep last night because he looked tired. And I hope everything went fine and looked forward to next year, and that'd be great. But it was just a vacuous, vapid, empty-headed Super Bowl for me, and I might be kind of off it for a while. I feel like I need something else. Maybe, you know what? You know what it is? I think this is what it is.
All right.
This week last week, I experienced like the most intense, personal,
of course,
meaningful experience that you can have. And then I think the artifice of the Super Bowl and what it is just was amplified. It was just amplified that this is all a big corporate-y thing, and it always has been, I know. But I felt it more this time than I ever did, and it just left me feeling kind of sour about it. So I don't know.
I understand.
Maybe I just need to play some football. You know, that's what I need. Some touch football out in a field somewhere with people where there's no money on the line. There's no millions of people watching it. Let's just go play for the love of the game. Like, I need to get back to that. That's what I want.
There you go. New Tadpole meetup.
Yeah.
In Salt Lake City, Scott is going to host the the intramural frog pants.
I'm ready.
bowl.
Let's do it. Just flag football, no
pants
tackle. We won't tackle. We won't hurt anybody. We won't get any concussions or anything.
Just stick some flags in people's back pockets, and that'll be the deal.
You guys probably ate better than us. What'd you guys do for food? Because we phoned it in. So what'd you do?
Did you? We weren't even really planning on doing anything until Saturday. I found this recipe, and it was a Weight Watchers. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a sous vide recipe from Anova. I'm on their mailing list. So it was like, hey, here's a really good recipe for sous vide pulled pork. I'm like, oh, pulled pork? Now you've got my attention. All right, dude. Here's what you do.
Okay.
You get anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds of pork shoulder.
Okay, the shoulder. Okay,
the shoulder. Yeah, you put in a little. Actually, you rub it with your favorite barbecue rub, whatever your favorite spices are and stuff.
Yeah.
You put it in a Ziploc bag. You sous vide that guy at 165 degrees for 24 hours.
A whole day straight.
4 hours, one whole day. Like, you basically start this thing about 25 hours before you're going to want to eat it.
And this is pork, you say, right? Pork?
This is pork shoulder.
Right.
And then you take it out.
Yeah.
You pat it dry. You add a little bit more spice rub to it. You maybe break it apart into smaller chunks, but don't you're not shredding it yet. Put it in the oven, 450 degrees, 30 minutes. Let it get a nice little crispness on the outside.
Oh.
And then you pull the pork. Then you shred the pork. Now here's the cool thing about this.
Yeah.
Doing this, it made it so easy just to pull off all the big chunks of fat. So like you had like this big chunk here and big chunk here. So we had the leanest stuff left over. And then it got all crispy on the ends. We pulled it. No barbecue sauce needed because it was just so moist. Although we put a little bit of, there's like an apricot barbecue glaze, I think, that we did a couple little squirts on our, we made sliders slider buns.
Sounds so good.
It was so good. It was great, man. It was the favorite part. And we still have a ton of pulled pork left over. So that's going to be lunch today, is a couple more sliders, which is just fine with me.
Yeah,
I had a Weight Watchers points it too. And it's like, all right, if you do, my mouth is already watering. 3 or 4 ounces of pulled pork is about 5 points if you don't slather it with barbecue sauce or any of that stuff.
Because that's what gets you, right? Is the sauce every time.
Sauce is what gets you every single time.
Yeah.
And the fat. So the leaner you can make that stuff. And man, there was again, it was like the pan that we put it into to bake in the oven.
Yeah.
You could kind of tip it sideways, and all those the fat, the melted fat, and all that stuff right off into our little can that we use because you can't really put it down the drain or can't put it in the trash. You've got to kind of let it congeal in a soup can and then throw that can away.
Yeah. I mean, you can, but you're adding to the giant freaking fat monster that lives under the sewers.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But the whole rest of it, nice and lean, so good.
It sounds really amazing, actually. I could live on that for weeks. That sounds really good. Well, all right then. Yeah, Fatberg. That's what they called it. That's the thing we talked about.
Fatberg. That's right. Little Fatberg under.
That's how you avoid your Fatberg. Don't put your fats and your oils down the disposal. Bad idea.
Get an old Campbell soup can.
Yep.
pour it in there. When that thing fills up,
Yep.
put it in the back of the fridge. When it fills up, you throw it away like that.
Yeah, and if you want your tax dollars, for the next 20 years, doing nothing but cleaning a fatberg out of the city sewer, then I guess keep doing it. I don't know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, fantastic. Super Bowl Sunday. It is what it is. It was what it was. May we not think about it for a while more. Hey, everybody, check it out. It is time for us to play a little Babble Royale with our good friend Brian Dunaway, all the way from South Carolina. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, you have an NFL team. Were you sad not to see the Ravens in there? Or
The Ravens, yeah, the Carolina Ravens.
They're sorry,
right there
Panthers.
They're my favorite team.
Panthers, sorry, Panthers.
Moron. Yes, the Panthers.
we were bummed not to see the Colorado Expos not make it to the Super Bowl this year too.
It was a real bummer. No, I always do that. I mix the Ravens with
But
the
the
Panthers.
good news is it was over in Atlanta, right? Isn't that where the Super Bowl was this year? So,
Was it? I don't know where they played. I didn't pay attention.
we could feel it all the way over here.
Did they play it in Atlanta? I missed that. Was that a thing? I thought they had a brand new. Wasn't it some brand new stadium or something somewhere? I guess Atlanta got a new stadium. I don't know.
It looked
What?
like
I think it was. I think it was a Western, actually.
Oh, wait, a Western? What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean it was
Never
a?
mind.
You were what?
Go
now?
ahead, Scott.
No,
it's a Western.
What's a Western? Oh, I get it.
That film sack we
I
did.
get it.
I
No,
stuffed him, but I thought I'd get on Twitter.
Nice reference.
So I try to spread as much disinformation as possible.
Yeah, we.
Actually, it was at the. It was in the Super Bowl was in
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the name of the stadium. It's like a new branded corporate stadium.
Oh, it's one of
really
those.
cool looking thing. Looked like a bunch of black boxes. You know what it looked like? It looked like Crystals in Vegas, the shopping center between Aria and Bellagio.
Yeah, a little bit.
Aria and Cosmopolitan.
I could almost smell the vanilla air as I watch the game.
That's right.
So wait a minute though. Is it who's the corporate deal there? Do we know?
I can't remember who it is.
Capital One. Who is it? Come on, it's got to be somebody
Capital
like that,
One's
right?
It is
Capital
somebody
One
like
Arena.
that,
That's a
yeah.
pretty good name. Capital One Arena. I could go for that.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's right, because they had the big Mercedes logo on the front of it.
Oh, well, that's all right then. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ours is just dumb. Ours is Vivint Smart Home Arena. I hate it. Oh, I hate it so bad.
Well, we're between names right now because Sports Authority went out of business. So if you'd like to sponsor Mile High Stadium in Colorado, please write.
Who do you think it'll be? Are there suitors, Brian, that have already discussed purchasing said thing?
There's been a long line of names that the news has thrown out, and I can't remember because it was months ago that they were talking about this. So I don't know. I don't know who is going to take that mantle. By the way, just heard from Steven Schleicher. His child is sick, Mason's sick, and he's out later. So
Not
you and
going
I'll
to be
just
here.
talk comic books later.
It's totally fine. Okay, well that's fine. I hope what you guys end up getting is like Keebler Arena.
Keebler would be great.
Ooh, I would love the Keebler Arena.
Elf
That would
Stadium. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
This whole place smells like cookies.
Yeah.
And we've already got the Pepsi Center. Maybe we need the Coke Stadium. Like we need just to have that battle. I guess Atlanta. If there's going to be a Coke Stadium anywhere, it's going to be Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're based there, aren't they?
Marijuana Dispensary Stadium.
Yeah. I like that. Legal marijuana arena.
Greenbud Field.
Edibles Arena. There you go. Well, anyway, that's fantastic. Hey, Brian Dunaway, it's good to have you here.
Hey, Scott.
We're going to play Babble Royale with our fans. They get to win some stuff, potentially. A little contest between you and I, and Brian will explain the rules to our first caller, who calls in at 801-471-0462, and I believe we have them now. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Landry.
Well, hello, Landry. Oh, I
Landry.
love the name Landry. It's a great name.
Yeah. Feels like you should own a chain of steak restaurants.
Yeah. Or
doesn't.
or wait, who was Landry in Friday Night Lights?
Meth
Damon.
I thought you were talking about famous coach Landry.
No. It was Meth Damon, wasn't it? Landry? Wasn't his name Landry?
Oh, yeah. Right. Jesse Plemons was Landry.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, there you go, Landry. That's a cool name. I like it.
You've been compared to a steak restaurant and Jesse Plemons.
It's pretty good. Hey, where do you hail from, Landry?
I'm in Seattle.
Oh, very nice. The Pacific Northwest, where today I
Yeah,
understand
we just got 8 inches of snow last night.
I heard about this, so I got a
wow.
funny little story to tell you. So when you guys get snow, obviously it's a little more terrorizing than when it happens here because we're used to it. But Daryl, I called Daryl this morning. I texted him. I said, "Hey, are we on for this morning for any Trek stuff?" And he says, "I don't know because I took a friend to the airport and my car broke down and I got stuck in the snow." And then I called an Uber, and then the Uber driver got stuck in the snow. All of this, Brian Ibbett said, would be a good porno, by the way. And then he had to walk.
Is that a tricorder in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Well, we could go places with this scenario. But anyway, he had to walk most of the way home, I guess. And so now he's back in bed. He's not going to work or anything, so...
I'm not doing it.
Rough morning for Daryl. Well, anyway, I hope you're cozy and well, and let's play a little game. Brian Ibbett, will you explain the rules to Landry?
That's right, Landry. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a topic, and they're going to go back and forth, over and over, back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job is to pick which one of these yahoos is going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for the Steam games we just can't give away is the prize pack, is what it's called. Hopefully you can play 7 Days to Die and the Cities Skyline plus the After Dark DLC. These are all fantastic games. We just happen to have a run of a couple people last week who could not, who won but could not use them.
Yeah, we had someone who already had them, and then
one of them already had them, and the other one wasn't much of a gamer and said, "No, give it back to put it in the next prize package or whatever." So. This is your chance, Landry. You can actually get these games that everybody wants, except for the people we happen to get on the phone.
That's right.
The topic today.
I don't really play games, but thanks.
The topic today, because it went so well when we talked about horror franchises, we're going to do it again with action movie franchises. The top 15 highest-grossing action movie franchises. I feel like action is a lot easier to identify and name than horror when you've got thrillers and things like that kind of jammed in the mix.
But I have a question about this. Would like all the superhero movies we've been talking about recently, are those in that category or are they not in that category?
Like the MCU series does not count. It's like an actual franchise of action movies. So 3 or more films.
So Captain America, but not, you couldn't say MCU. Is that kind of like, would that be considered a franchise?
Well, Captain America has 3 movies. Yeah, I have that same question. Is that a
right?
You can. I'm just going to tell you right now.
There
are no superhero movies in this list.
Yes. That blows my mind.
I think this is trickier than usual because action action is every movie has action in it of some kind.
Yeah, but this is like your action. The films that you would only describe as action and not superhero.
Give us an example, Ibn. Let me go first. Go ahead.
You don't get to choose. Landry does.
I will not do that. Landry, number one, who do you think is going to win? Oh, by the way, big thanks to TMS Mashups, who's probably already curled up in a fetal position, rocking back and forth, listening to me describe this as being from him. Landry, who do you think is going to win this one, and who would you like to start?
I'm going to double down on Scott.
Yeah, double down. That's a mashed potatoes and chicken and whatever else they put on the double down.
Scott for the block and Scott for the win. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say the Fast and the Furious franchise because I think that counts as an action franchise.
It certainly does. 5.1 billion.
Is that number 1 at this point?
For 8 films. That is number 2 in the list.
Oh my gosh, number 2.
Number 2 in the list. Yes.
Number 2. And it has to be 3 or more films.
There's nothing on this list that has less than 3 films.
Out or one in production still or no?
Out. Released.
Released, okay.
Because you don't make money from a movie you haven't released yet.
Right.
What? Are you sure?
No, I understand that. I just meant like, okay, well then I'll just say it since it's not going to be on this list. But John Wick could be a good example of.
Wait, you can't be saying other things.
Well, Brian says it has to be 3 released films, so that's why I'm counting that one, or that's why I'm saying that one because it won't work. It won't be a good answer. right?
I'll take that back. There is one film on here that has 2 released and one.
But I'm going with John Wick. Do I win anything today, Ebbett?
That'll be number 14 on the list.
Yeah.
Well,
And y'all made fun of me for grandstanding.
No, I mean the rule. You just told me that it had to be 3 movies out.
I did say nothing here under 3, but I didn't see that the very bottom of the list was John Wick with 2.
All right.
That's all right. Give Brian a freebie.
We'll give him a freebie.
If it comes down to that, we're going to still give it to Landry.
I'm the best.
Damn it. All right. Let's go with the Alien franchise.
Oh, that's
Now, the Alien franchise would be a sci-fi franchise.
Oh.
Do you want to stick with that one, or do you want to maybe?
Is it a sci-fi franchise? Because there's a lot of action in it.
I got a freebie. You better back out of that one. He just gave you a hint. I got a freebie. You're gonna get a freebie. Come on.
But there's so much action in it. It's like a totally action franchise.
A lot of sci-fi movies have action in it. But the Alien stuff was already in the horror list, and I would not go with that one.
All right.
Since I made you trip up on revealing John Wick to Brian Dunaway, I'm going to give you the chance to pick another.
All right, then fine. Let's do those Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies, unless that's in the sub-spy genre that I'm not aware of.
Sub-spy genre.
Okay.
No, Mission Impossible, number 5 on the list with 6 films,
good.
$2.8 billion.
Thank God, because I had one in my mind. But I was so chicken to do it because I thought she was going to say just the same thing. No, Brian, that's not an action.
I know.
That's spy movies. So I'm going to go with James Bond.
That is number 1 on the list.
All
24 films, $13.2 billion.
All right.
And a very good choice.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, very good. Now you're getting it. 5 films, $1.4 billion for Die Hard, putting it at number 8 in the list.
All right.
There's 2 series I've been watching a lot of lately, and this is what always makes me nervous because it seems like such an easy answer, and then you go, oh no, Brian, I only made 50 cents, and I'm like, son of a. So I'm gonna go with the Rambo franchise because they're all over streaming right now.
Sure. Number 11 on the list, 4 films, $728 million total.
Is the newest one on there? Because I still haven't seen the one where he came back and it was super bloody and it was like a newer one. Yeah. I never saw that one.
This
just Rambo, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that streaming somewhere? I should watch that. I'd be into that.
Yeah, where did I see it?
I meant to do that because that was right around the time he did the Rocky Balboa thing, and that was also really good. So, all right, I'm gonna say I'm steering clear of genre best I can here, but I think I'm safe with Jason Bourne movies. The Bourne movies,
number 7 on the list, $1.6 billion for 5 films.
Okay,
you want to make some money? Do a spy kind of thing, right?
Sure.
Kind of, yeah.
Money's it.
All right. What says you, Brian? Dunaway.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yep.
The other thing that I've been watching a lot of lately, and it's all over Netflix, all of them. Indiana Jones.
You and me both. I actually have been going back, and ever since we watched Crystal Skull, I went back and I've been watching them in reverse order. So I just finished up.
Does it get better that way? Is that the preferred way?
Technically, I think it kind of does. If you don't count Doom, Temple of Doom should probably be third, but yeah.
Yeah. And that was the one I just watched, just finished up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep. So
I think
we are going to die.
Temple of Doom is a fun freaking movie, and it gets a way bad rap. I really enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with it.
I agree, but it is darker because your main character spends about 1/8 of the film under the power of Kali Ma.
Yeah.
And there's so much red, like so much red in that film, like red lights on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's dark.
I like it.
But it is number 6 on the list. 4 films, plus 1 supposedly in development, $1.9 billion.
All right. I was gonna do that one. This is top how many? 10?
Top 15.
15. Okay, so I'm probably safe. I gotta think about this for a second. I don't know if these did well or not, or if it's in the right damn. All right, Jurassic Park. I'll just say it.
Ooh,
Jurassic Park.
There's like 5
Number
of them,
4 on the list with $3.7 billion. Now this says, it's funny, this says 4 films. I think there are 5 now, right? Because there's the original 3 and then there's the 2 new ones.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
There are 5.
5 is how many.
That last one is apparently terrible, so maybe people
Maybe
don't like talking about
But
it.
we didn't ask if they were good.
Yeah.
We were asking what made
No,
money.
I just asked if they made money. Yes, Jurassic Park, number 4 on the list, $3.7 billion.
All right. Done away.
This list was done. When was this list done? Let's take a look really quick. March 31st, 2018. So
That was before
almost
the
a year
new
ago,
one.
and that was before the release of the
Yeah.
newest
Whatever that was called. Hot World or new
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen World of The Lizards Come Back.com.
Right. Yes.
That's
Exactly.
the one.
Now we've had a couple of. Do we have any sci-fi in there? Did you say we were avoiding the sci-fi?
Well,
I will tell you that Jurassic Park is probably the closest this list comes to sci-fi. Well, yeah, more or less.
I got a really good one.
I know. Listen, we're at the mercy. You know, we've gotten to the point now where we're at the mercy of a few of these, where it's
Right.
like subjective,
Yeah.
especially the franchise.
Such a huge franchise, and I've also been enjoying this lately as well. I'm just afraid you're going to say, no, Brian, that's sci-fi. It's not even close.
Stand
I'm
back.
going to go with Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the
You
Apes.
damn dirty apes.
I would totally call that action. However, not on the list.
kidding me?
Probably
This list
below. Probably below the 15 movie mark. 15 movie.
that's too
There's
bad.
no way.
That's too bad. That's really just too bad. This is for our winner, though.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
No, so let
That
me
list
ask you
is
this:
crap.
Star Wars
Yes.
isn't on that list.
No, that's just straight up sci-fi. Here's the
Yeah.
rest of the list: Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
But that's just
Lethal
straight
Weapon?
up. That's just straight up pirate movie. Keep going. Lethal.
Okay. Oh, so pirates is its own genre
Yes.
now. I think
Yes.
it's action.
It's action, but there's
It's
pirates.
not sci-fi. It's not horror.
Max Trollbot is right. This list sucks. All right, keep going. Keep going.
You won. Quit bitching.
No, keep going.
Lethal Weapon, The
Yeah.
Expendables, Mad Max. Oh, you're right. This list does suck.
That
The
should've stole that.
Transporter and Dirty Harry.
Whoa, wait. The
you say
transporters on this
There's
list?
no way.
The
There's only
Transporter's on
like
this
3
list.
of those, right? Or,
There
oh,
are-
they had those
There are 4 films.
non Jason Statham. Didn't they have one or two of those?
Yeah, they did.
Well,
Maybe, and it's made 310 million, putting it just above John Wick in the list.
So,
I didn't go with Transformers. Was that in the list? Because I was kind of thinking about the Transformers.
And I think that
many.
probably by these guys would be labeled as sci-fi.
Yeah, that list is cheeseball, but it's fine. Resident Evil also horror. That wouldn't have worked because the Resident Evil series is probably
Resident
all right.
Evil definitely, because that
That's
was already
very
on the
horror.
horror franchise list that you guys did a few weeks ago.
Is Crank anywhere on that list, or did you already do them all? Yeah, throw that list away.
That was a fun list. I had fun.
Hey, it doesn't matter to me. All I know is Landry won, and that's the important thing. Landry,
That's the important
congratulations.
part, yes.
You've done it. Here's what you need to do,
Thank you,
buddy.
guys.
No problem. You just need to email briancoverville@gmail.com, and he'll get you those codes. Stay out of the cold, and don't get any car accidents or whatever would happen up there, because you guys don't get snow, and you don't know what you're doing. All right. Let's kill Dunaway. No, let's get rid of him. Dunaway, Brian Dunaway and I today will be doing a Boop Show today at 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and we're excited because it's been a couple of weeks, and we're
I'm
happy.
pretty excited because I've been getting a lot of time on my Xbox One, and I know this past year people were complaining, you don't need to play more Xbox games, and I was like, all right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna try it out.
I'm glad
Trying it out.
you're doing that because I don't have one still. They've never given me a compelling reason enough to buy one, so I'm glad that you've got one.
$200, and you can play UHD 4K films if nothing else. That's just barely more than a standard 4K player.
Well, I need a 4K TV first, and I still am rocking the 1080p, freaking 75-inch, whatever. And I haven't built.
Just hook up your GameCube and be done with it.
My GameCube. Great idea. So check us out today, 3:30, The Boop Show. That's happening right here at frogpants.tv. Brian Dunaway, have a fantastic day. We'll see you
Thanks,
later.
guys.
Bye.
See you, Brian.
Oh, good Lord. All right.
Yeah, that all came from comingsoon.net. I'm looking to see what other what groupings they have, because somebody, Davey Corus, pointed out the Planet of the Apes franchise has made over $2 billion, but would not fall into an action movie franchise. I would put it in an action movie franchise.
I would too. What would it be otherwise? Is that science fiction?
It's as much action as Jurassic Park. I would think if they would call Jurassic Park an action film, then Planet of the Apes should be action as well.
Yeah, maybe it's specifically action adventure. And maybe there's an easier way to define that, but like I would have put the Matrix was one I was holding on to just in case, but obviously that's probably considered more
Matrix
science fiction.
Wasn't even on the list. Yeah. You know what? If this was Jeopardy, you guys all could bitch, but it's not Jeopardy.
It's not Jeopardy. And, you're not. You got a cool mustache, but you're not Alex Trebek.
That's right. Exactly.
Right. So take that, everybody. All right. What are we doing now? What are we doing? We're doing this.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive, sensational summary of world and local events.
Oh, hey, look, it's the news, brung to you by.
Well, this week on Soundography, Hammond and I go to the doctor. Dr. John, that is. Voodoo and New Orleans Cajun music king, Dr. John. That is the subject. Man, the dude has so many albums, but we found out that a lot of songs repeat on studio albums, even though they weren't greatest hits albums. There are about 5 albums that have, the song Zuzu Man. And it's like, as you're going through this stuff, it's like, all right, well, that's not a greatest hits album, but you kind of get this one again. Anyway, we enjoyed it, but find out what we thought overall. Check it out, soundography.com. Brand new episode up this morning.
Is he the basis for Dr. Teeth and the Muppets?
He absolutely is. That's one of the first things we talked about. That Dr. Teeth from the Muppets is based on Dr. John.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And if you're thinking, I don't think I know any Dr. John songs, I was in the wrong place, but it must have been the wrong time.
Yeah, you
I
know
was
that
in
one.
the right, whatever.
All right, check it out.
The only lyrics I can remember from that song.
Get your Dr. John on over there at Soundography.
That's right.
A woman is in the news. She's been arrested after dancing naked at a Waffle House and then licking people's faces. It's that last bit that would have set me off. I would have really had trouble. I don't care.
What gross got out the most?
Oh, gosh, dude. Licking somebody in the face? Come on. Freaking disgusting.
Listen, when the Waffle House does not have any napkins and you've got syrup all over your face, then this is exactly what you need. You need a woman to come around and lick your face.
Lady napkin. Wait, that's a different thing, isn't it? That's a whole different thing. Shouldn't talk about those. Anyway. 38-year-old woman was arrested by deputies after she dropped her pants, blocked traffic, and exposed herself at a local Waffle House. According to the report, deputies responded to the Waffle House located down there somewhere. This won't matter because it's a dumb address.
Florida.
Florida.
It is Florida.
Big shock, everybody. Waffle House employee stated in the report when he came to work on Monday, Freedom Rider Zobrist was trespassing on the property. Her name is Freedom Rider Zobrist.
Oh, well, that seems like a whole
fake.
bunch of great life decisions.
Yeah.
Freedom Rider Zobrist.
Some hippie parents or something. Trespassing on the property, and due to her behavior, she was asked to leave the premises. According to the report, the employee contacted employee contacted police after she continued to cause problems, and she eventually ran from the location, leaving her belongings behind. I want to know what her belongings were. Probably more meth or whatever set her off. The employee stated in the report he did not want to throw Zobrist's belongings away, therefore he decided to move them to the back of the establishment so that she could retrieve them without interrupting anyone. She later returned to the Waffle House and was sitting at the back door, according to the report. Now, that goes on where she licks the faces. Let's get to that bit. I forgot to copy that over. It says here... okay, here we go. The employee told deputies, verbally abusive. Zobrist advised the employee she was going to retrieve a gosh dang it, website with your pop-ups. Firearm and shoot him in the face. And all of the employees in the store and everyone else that was there. She was just going to shoot you in the face. She then walked to the middle of the parking lot, pulled down her pants, exposed her sexual organs, says this article.
GAfollowers.com, by the way.
And started dancing around in the parking lot. She then approached the Waffle House employee with her pants down still and her sexual organs still exposed. I love how this is written.
No kidding.
And attempted to grab the man's genitals.
Sexual organs.
His sexual organs. They changed
why
it to
does
genitals.
he get genitals and she has to walk around with her sexual organs?
I don't know. She's an organ grinder. He's a.
There are a couple albums by Stevie Wonder where there's some major sexual organs going on. By the way,
yeah,
I found something.
What?
Would you like to hear? I put a link in our Discord chat.
Oh boy.
This is a link to her audible.com poetry book called Stupid Smart Girl.
Really? She wrote a book?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
It's written by Freedom Writer Zabrist, but the narrator is Renee Adams.
Well, let's see. I'll just play a taste here. Here's a sample.
Eternity. When the earth is mounted upon my shoulders and the tides have risen to pull me under, I see his face, and for a moment, I forget to be afraid. When the skies grow dark and the land is set ablaze, I hear his voice, and for a moment, I forget to be afraid.
When I drop my pants and expose my sexual organs, I forget to be afraid.
But I lick his face.
Is this the first time we've ever ran into a Florida story where the person's an author? I mean, it's obviously some low rent one. It's not fancy or anything.
Yeah, when you get your narrator to record it at her kitchen table with no sound baffling equipment whatsoever.
No review, by the way. There's 0 reviews on here.
Oh, well, maybe we should be the first.
We should. We should say, oh, this was so good. It made me want to pull down my pants at a freaking thing. That's fantastic. There's more here.
Right.
When the ledge gives way into the ground I plummet, I taste his promise.
Ugh.
And for a moment, I forget to be afraid.
Okay, it's terrible poetry. Bad.
Long ago, the delicate tangles of his hair covered the emptiness of my hand. Would you like to hear it again?
This is terrible. All right, so here's the part. Here's her crescendo. When the employee attempted to prevent her from grabbing his junk,
she will not be afraid.
She will not be afraid. Zobrist leaned forward and licked the victim on both sides of the face, which is the French tradition, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yes, right. Us Americans only do one side.
This is all true.
Oh, vive la France.
She's currently, let's see, here's what she's in trouble for. Arrested for lewd and indecent exposure of sexual organs. 2 counts of a bond with $100,000 per count, and she's still in jail because she didn't come up with the bond. So a total bond of $5,000. She's still in there.
Wow.
She'll appear in court.
Funny. It's like Rain Man did these. Works for the police department down there because it's $1,000 per count, disorderly conduct with a bond of $1,000, battery with a count of $1,000, and assault with a bond of $1,000 for a total bond of $5,000.
Yeah, with like not near enough punctuation in the proper places.
Raymond, how much is a candy bar? $1,000.
$1,000. Sexual organs. Anyway.
Everything's $1,000 at the, the Pensacola Police Department.
I worry for this lady. I think she's messed up. So
yeah. Well, hopefully, you know what? Maybe we can do the TMS bump and we can get her her audiobook to #1 like we did for Night of Terror.
Let's make it happen. There's more.
When stones fill my chest and the wind carries my dust away, hold me in your arms, O Father, and for an eternity I will not be afraid.
Oh, she is just dead set on not being afraid.
Not being afraid. She didn't sound like she was afraid.
All right. I'm glad you found that. That's quite the
When
find.
the meth takes me and makes me dance naked on the Waffle House tables, I will not be afraid.
The next time I take bath salts and I go outside and expose my sexual organs, I will not be afraid. All right, here's a cow story. This is cool.
Okay.
A cow escaped a butcher and then charged police and then took bullets and then still led cops on a mile-long chase. This cow was dead set on not becoming your next steak or your next burger.
Wow, no kidding.
This is a Kansas cow, okay? A cow from Kansas, the Kansas cow, escaping from a processing plant and went down fighting, charged at police, and taking a bullet before ultimately being caught and sent back to the plant. Brock Volkman of Richard's Cold Storage in the city of Valley Center told the Wichita Eagle. You been there? The Wichita Eagle?
I've been to the Wichita Eagle. Totally have.
Nice. The cow took off and ultimately made her way onto some railroad tracks. An officer was attempting to get her off the tracks when she charged at him. At what point he shot the cow.
Wow.
Click, click, boom. Shot the cow. But the bullet didn't stop her, said the police. Quote, officers followed her another mile through the fields before representatives from the processing locker caught her. Processing locker. Interesting. Wow. Says a spokesperson for the department. But her bid for freedom came to a sad end. Volkman told Eagle that the cow being shot did not damage the meat. That means they're going to kill it anyway and use the meat. A valiant effort.
Yeah, nice try. Good. You know what? Proud of you, Cal.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm not going vegan or anything, but still, it's pretty impressive.
Even a bullet didn't stop her from charging. How do you stop a cow from charging?
How?
Take away its MasterCard.
That's pretty good.
I remember that one from grade school.
That's awesome. Never forget it. It's a good one. You should pass that on. Multi-generational bad joke. It's good stuff.
That's right. Probably was Diners Club at the time.
Might have been.
When that joke was written.
This reminds me, I had a 5-year-old, said this on Twitter yesterday, I had a 5-year-old yesterday tell me that she's a vegan and that I said, oh, when did you become a vegan? She says, when we found out there was meat in our food, says the 5-year-old. And we
were eating chocolate cake was the problem.
And I said, yeah, they were eating. Okay, that would make sense to me. Some gross experience with meat, but what's really happening here is some mom or dad or both are going full vegan and they're taking their kids with them, and that's whatever. You're a parent, you get to choose. But I don't think 5 years old is enough to have a strong opinion as to why you have decided to go vegan. If you go vegan, great. Like Carter made a decision to go vegetarian without us. At age 11, and she has been ever since. She's full vegetarian. Well, she eats some fish, but so she's pescatarian, as they say.
Right. Oh yeah.
But that was she was old enough to know. 11's old enough. 5, I don't know, man. You can't necessarily say you're sure you know what you're doing there with your meat choices at 5, can you?
No, and I feel like it's a lot tougher to go that way and have vegan parents who bring up their child vegan. Kind of they have to, right? Because it's not like you can say, well, we're vegan, but we're totally exercising your right to choose, so we'll totally cook meat in the house that we don't believe in in doing. So it's a lot harder to do that than the other way.
I agree. This kid was sure she knew what was up, though.
That's right. By the way, Sweeney7BB in the chat room might have won today with the cow said, for a moment, I forgot to be afraid.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. I didn't really put the 2 and 2 together there, but it was a great lead-in.
I didn't either. I didn't either. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
You know what? We have another taste here. Hold on. Oh, was that the end of the sample? Yep, that's the end of the sample.
That's the end of the sample. Wow. We're going to have to spend 99 cents to get the whole thing.
Yeah, I have Kindle Unlimited, so I can get the paper. I can get the book version of this for free. Ooh. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay, how about this story here to make you happy? Costco, you know Costco?
Sure, familiar with Costco.
Yeah, they sell all kinds of stuff. Well,
everything from Kirkland.
Yep, all Kirkland brand. I got a Kirkland brand water bottle here somewhere, and I'm sure we have their toilet paper. Pretty sure I have their chili.
Yep.
So I can go from one to the other with no problem.
That's right.
Costco is selling a 22-pound 5-tier wedding cake made entirely of, wait for it, cheese!
No!
Yep. Costco, a land of mac and cheese buckets, legendary cheap rotisserie chicken, and shockingly decent store-brand booze, is hoping to... Is that true? I don't know. I don't drink. Have you ever had Costco booze, Brian?
I haven't had Costco booze, but I've bought inexpensive booze at Costco. Like, there was nothing that was branded Kirkland gin. Yeah. It was like, they had your Beefeater and your Sapphire, Bombay Sapphire gin that I got cheap there, but
and it was okay.
Oh, it's fine. It was the same bottles of alcohol you get anywhere else, just about 10% cheaper, 20% cheaper.
Actually, the pants I'm wearing are Costco pants.
Are they?
I have jeans on, yeah, and they fit great. Yeah. They're good.
Cool.
Anyway, they got this cake. It's I hope you don't have what's it called when you fart a lot?
Lactose
intolerance. Yeah. But this thing is a monster. It's a cheese lover's celebration cake, they call it. It consists of 5 wheels of different cheeses from around the world, Altogether, the whole thing weighs in at a whopping 22 pounds, which should provide more than enough cheese for you and your guests, especially if you order 22 people. That's still a pound of cheese each. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Anyway, as for the variety, the based biggest wheel, like the big wheel at the bottom, is red leashed. How do you say that?
Leicester.
Leicester? Oh, that's a strange. I've never actually seen that spelled, but I've heard it said a million times.
Yeah, red Leicester cheese.
Yeah, Leicester is crazy.
It's similar to an English cheddar. Has a sweet, medium-strong flavor and crumbly texture.
Yummy.
From memory, I just know that.
That's fantastic. You sound like a Wikipedia article. That's great.
I'm actually on the Costco site looking at this. It's funny because it's getting attention because they're advertising it as a wedding cake. But if you go to this page right here, I put a link in the chat room, but I'll put it on our Discord as well. It's really just 5 wheels of cheese. It doesn't even come with the flowers, it looks like. It looks like it's just shipped in a box with packing material. It's 5 wheels of cheese. They're just calling it an artisan wedding cake.
Yeah, it's just stacked cheese.
Yeah.
I thought this would be...
If you go to the 4th picture, it's just a box with 4 cheese wheels in it.
Yeah, I don't like that. This is not as fun.
Because nobody is going to take a knife, stack them, and go shunk right through all 5 slices of or wheels of cheese. And
yeah, why wouldn't you just? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't. Now I don't understand the configuration. I guess I would have understand it more if it looked like it was sort of a cake that was all made together with maybe a frosting of cheese of some sort. And
right. Like a fondant wrap around the whole thing, so it was all the same color, and you didn't know what the different cheeses were until you cut into it.
No, this feels like they were like, you know what, we got all these cheeses we can't move. Let's just stack them and call it a cake.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
By the way, I'm making a cake this week. Tina's Tristan's birthday was Friday. Tina's birthday is Wednesday, so we're having the family over tomorrow night for veggie lasagna, and I'm making some Great British Bake Off chocolate cake.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Are you using one of their recipes or something?
I probably will, and I've done this one before where it's like it's multi-layers, where you do mix the 2 bases separately and then combine, you fold them together.
Yeah.
You get your dries and your wets and you fold them together. And makes for a really moist cake, and then I'm going to do a poured ganache over the top of it to give it a sheen, a reflective coating.
I love a good ganache.
Yes.
All right. How many points is that cake?
I've already kind of looked it up. I mean, it's going to be 15 points for a slice of it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So I'll be having a very thin slice of it, but.
Damn.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, you've been working hard. You can do it.
I've been working hard. Yeah.
It's totally fine. We're gonna take a break. When we come back. Just us reading emails and talking about comic books, maybe. Because Steven backed out.
Maybe we'll do like a call now or something.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. We do have some pretty good and lengthy emails, so that might be enough.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
So we'll do that after this, but we've got a song to play. Brian brought it, and he'll now explain what it is, and then we'll play it.
Yes, pulling from Nashville for this one. Brand new album from a guy named Robert Hunter called NESW Bound, Northeast, Southwest Bound. He's bound in every direction, I guess, which is also the title of Daryl's porn movie,
nice.
Uber driver. This one reminds me so much of The Counting Crows, and it wasn't until I got to his biography and said, oh, one of his influences is The Counting Crows, so it totally makes sense. It's got that kind of Southern-influenced alternative rock sound, which I totally dig. You can find him at relapseandrevival.com. The artist name, again, Robert Hunter. The song, NESW Bound.
All right. We'll be right back.
Let it go, and hold it back anymore.
Netflix and Pop-Tarts. Netflix and Pop-Tarts. Yeah, Netflix and Pop-Tarts.
The Morning Stream. That's my safety word.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Yes.
Now, normally on Mondays, you got Steven, you got Daryl. We have neither of those two today. Daryl did want me to tell everyone about the story, which I did earlier, about him getting stuck, because he thinks he'll have wiped it from his mind by next Monday. Which I think is an odd thing to say about a thing that will very much stick out in his mind. It would me anyway, right? Like I would think of it.
Yeah,
all the time.
Now, do we still just eat an Oreo? Should we just like do a Rocky Road Oreo?
Let's pound one down.
Because next week is Valentine's Day week, and that's the week we should be eating the Love Oreo.
I agree.
Oreo.
Let's pound it down. Let's stick it in.
All right.
Swish it around. See what comes of it. Now, there may have been a number of these eaten by my son.
I was going to say, this is the one that you and I have both cheated. When I found out that you cheated, I think I did eat one of these on the show.
I cheated, but also Nick ate a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, because this one had the soy nut inclusions in it.
Yep. Cookie with marshmallow bits and Rocky Road flavored cream, and then in very hard to read text with soy bits. What is it?
Soy nut inclusions.
Because that's how bad I can read it. I can't even read it.
It basically wants you to feel like you're having almonds in your Rocky Road.
Yeah, it's just almonds. It's like a nut substitute.
You can't really see. Yeah, I mean, you can't really see the soy nut inclusions on camera, but they're just slightly lighter colored.
Yeah. I assume if I was soy intolerant, I dropped it. If I was soy,
that sound is going to be on 100 mashups from now on.
Sweet, bring it on. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Totally forgot.
If you're soy intolerant, if you're soy
intolerant, don't eat these. Is what I'm saying. I guess
that's right.
But you're not. Corinne is. Our friend Corinne. She can't do soy ever. All right, here we go. Oh, this is so good. I mean, I cheated with this before, so I already knew it was good, but
yeah,
that's a damn fine Oreo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll be honest. The flavor and everything, great. I don't think I like the soy nut inclusions. I don't like biting into a cookie where I'm not expecting to find almond pieces and finding something pretending to be an almond piece.
Yeah, this is why I don't like coconut anything in my candy bars and stuff. I like the flavor of coconut, cannot do the texture of it. I hate it. So when I find out something by accident has coconut in it, it's because I can taste these stupid little shards of garbage in there. So I'm with you. I think I would. This is a fine flavor. Get rid of the soy nut inclusions. You don't have to fool me into it, okay? Just I know. Yeah. Just say, hey, it tastes like the flavor. We don't need to fool you into thinking, ooh, it's like real Rocky Road. It must be ice cream in cookie form. We're not that stupid.
Right. We know it's not. We know there are no cookies in there. Or no nuts in there. So
my wife is watching the new season of Grace and Frankie. And that's a very funny show, by the way. Very funny. Anyway, there's a scene where they were talking about all the bruises they got overnight because they slept on hardwood. And Lily Tomlin says, she goes, oh, I have bruises from all sorts of things. She starts pointing out where all her bruises came from. And she grabs her boob and she goes, and this one came from sleeping on an Oreo. And I laughed my head off. I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but I couldn't stop laughing. Because she got a bruise on her boob from an Oreo she slept on. Lily Tomlin. She's amazing.
That's funny.
National treasure, Lily Tomlin. All right. Brian, I'm going to read these emails that we got.
Okay, sounds good.
These came to the email address, themorningstream@gmail.com, which you can find on the site or just use in your email client of choice. Terry Z from Chicago wrote in, says, hey, Scott and Brian, a few days ago, just before bed, I tumbled down the Gordon Ramsay rabbit hole. I spent almost an hour watching clips from his shows on YouTube. Scott said that he dreamed about making soup for Ramsay. I think I have the explanation. You guys, we should play some kind of intense lead-up music here.
Discovery music, yes. Right, exactly.
Let's see. I got something. Whoops. Can't type. Okay, here we go.
Dude.
No. That's our theme.
Okay, very good.
I'm going to make some from those things you put and shared today. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yes. Oh, there's so much good stuff.
He says, I think that Scott accidentally stumbled onto my dream. It can happen. I guess. Or he says, it can happen, I guess. I was once told I should be polite when dreaming because you never know whose dream you are in. Love the show, though, Terry Z. Well, that's a disappointment. That's not an answer at all. I don't think we share dreams. That's a bunch of hokey-majokey. There's no way that Terry Z and I shared a dream because he's been watching a bunch of Gordon Ramsay. Bad explanation. Bad explanation. Plus, you still haven't explained what it means. Like, we're supposed to dissect what the dreams mean.
Yeah. It's not. Inception is not the answer.
Why am I making soup for him? Answer me that.
Exactly.
All right. How about this one from Bill Fuller?
Soup fetish.
A soup fetish, yeah.
Soup fetish.
Had that my whole life. Bill Fuller writes in, says metric and stuff. Not a lot of people talking about the metric system in the last week, I guess, guys.
Well, we talk about that a lot. We talk about how we'd be just fine going to the metric system because 10, a lot easier to deal with than 12s.
Oh, by the way, the guy I was talking to on Twitter yesterday, we're at this point now of the show, not a single Trump mention.
Until just now.
That's true, but maybe I don't talk about Trump all the time like he thinks I do. I think people hear what they want to hear. He was a very nice guy at the end, and I'm not calling you out, dude. You're great. I think you were. We came to a mutual agreement, but sometimes I think people hear what they want to hear. Anyway.
Sure.
Metric and stuff. Here's what he says. I heard you talk about going metric, and you should do what Canada does. Officially, we use metric for everything, but daily in our just everyday life, we use imperial more than anything. I know I'm 5'10" and 250 pounds, but I had to look up my driver's license to see my metric height and weight. We still get foot-long subs at Subway. McDonald's sells quarter-pounders, and all the lumber/home building is done in imperial. Speed and distance are still metric. When I went to a real all-metric country like Brazil, it was odd to order a 30-centimeter sub at Subway. You can order a 30-centimeter sub at Subway?
It just does not roll off the tongue. Yes, I'll take your 30 centimeters Italian, please.
Yeah, it's annoying. Canada uses both, so that might be the way to go for you guys. Just my 1/50th cents. Get it? 1/50. I get what you've done.
2 cents right there. Clever.
Yeah. So, is that true, though? If I go to, let's see. What does Subway sell in metric countries? Okay, I just want to see. I'm sure this is true, but... Oh, here we go. This is Reddit. Who knows if any of this is true? Okay.
So let's see. You'd think we'd be able to go Subway Canada, right? So subway.ca?
Well, he was saying they still call them footlongs up there. It's somewhere
okay.
He was saying Brazil was the place that does the 30-centimeter thing.
I was thinking Canada. All right.
Oh, here it is. In Poland, they are just called 15-centimeter, 30-centimeter. So 15 for a 6-inch. Although I've seen mentions of footlong in some of their ads. So maybe they still have the catchphrase, but it's really just measured out by that. I don't know. Thanks for the email. We appreciate it, as always, getting those. And now I think we have a mashup. I forgot to check this morning.
Oh, cool.
Pretty sure we do. Yeah, we do. This is episode 1640 through 1643. This is Jamie bringing it home once again. Let's see what happened on those days. It's called Rectally Inserted Biscuit. So there's your title. I don't know much, but I know I hate you. It was very thick, kind of gooey.
It's your dream donkey.
Seriously, this gets hard. Right here, it gets hard.
Can I get that one, Jimmy?
There's no instructions in this game, so there's all these buttholes. There are many of them.
Me.
And I like to go touch
your
them.
Fist in me.
Yeah, exactly. Take lint out of your nipples. Boron next to the thing with the deal and a dirt. Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, you know Kevin Bacon.
You mean Mr. Footloose.
Mr. Footloose. Uncle Tremors. What else?
Larry Von Flatliner.
I Love Dick. He's in a series called I Love Dick.
Right.
One more outburst and I'm kicking you out of my courtroom. Do you understand me?
This is from the Adolf Suarez Madrid Barajas Airport. Barajas. Director submitted an official notice.
Ghost plane. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What you gonna do now?
I did it all for the nookie. So you can take that cookie and stick it up your ass.
What?
I'm Jay.
Just down here.
I'm Jay.
Sound effects.
New car,
Ching,
caviar,
ching,
4-star daydream. Think I'll buy me a football team.
Ching, ching. That's what'll
Oh,
happen.
God, I
And
hope
it
so.
seems to me you wrote a song and called it Candle in the Wind.
And you used it every time anyone died or the breeze came in. Hey, Brian, do you have 3 testicles? Yes, that's correct. It's called Pitocin or
Epidural or
No, Maxitocin or Popitocin or Pectorocitocin, some name.
Sure.
Think anybody ever stuck a cookie up their butt?
That is what made the biscuit limp.
Yeah, you keep a biscuit in your butt.
Rectally inserted biscuit gets limp after a while.
Yep, there's no getting around it. That was a good one.
That was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed
You
that.
did a great job coming up with the second verse to Candle in the Wind. Well done.
Yeah.
And making it rhyme.
when the wind blows in or whatever. Yeah, it worked out all right. All right. Also here is I don't dare play this today, do I? All right, it's me playing Soma again, screaming, I guess. Or no, wait, we did this, didn't we? Did we? February 1st? What day was that?
No, that was just this last week. That was Friday was February 1st. So this is a new one.
Well, let's see if it's familiar. Let's try it out. We are here again. Oh, what do I do?
It's hard to tell.
What do I do with it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Oh! It's not scary, Scott. It's just a quiet little game. Frick. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh no. Oh, shit. You guys, this game sucks. Oh, shit. You guys. Whatever the F that is. That one's breathing. Hide in the corner. Shit. Oh, shit. Ah! Is that? It's like half turd, half goat. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Is there a butthole? Punch it in the nuts. It looks like a pair of nuts. Great grandpa nuts. Shit. I hear another one. Hey, chair. F you. I'm gonna murder this chair. Come here. Stick it in. It won't stick it in. Robot taint. It won't let me put it in. Hey, is that a butthole? It is. Shit. Ooh, butthole. Oh, thank you, benevolent butthole. You're the greatest. Ah! Oh, there's a dude. It's a butthole. I'm keeping the buttholes. Here are the penises. Oh, my lordy. Oh, boy. Shit. No, go away. Where did he come from? Oh. Hobla, hobla. Give me a health butthole. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. Run! Run! Guys, F this game. Oh, this game can bite me in the poo. Right in the pooper. Shit. The H was that. Frick. Oh, shit. What are you doing to me? F this game. Serious. F it. Oh, shit. Oh, my lord. He saves me. All right. I'm saving it here because it's time. Gosh, dang it, dude. That game, dude. It's horrifying.
I admit it is. Scarier or less scary than Resident Evil?
Scarier, but only because it's more existential scary. I don't have a gun. I think I talked about this before, but I don't have a gun. I don't have weapons. You don't fight. You just have to like get away from things. It's just terrifying. It's more scary. I'm going to say it's more scary. Even though there's like bigger stretches of non-scary moments, like solving puzzles and stuff. I swear I
it's
talked about
probably
this.
the suspense of those non-scary moments too.
Yeah.
I think I stand with the chat room when I say that my favorite Scott scared noise is oh la 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 la. Because I just don't know what's going on there.
I don't either.
know.
I don't either. When I do it, it's just involuntary. It's just coming out of me. So I don't know. What are you gonna do? Oh, you guys don't want to see me ski. I am also goofy down a ski slope. Yeah, I scream like this when I do physically challenging things as well. All right. Well, there's your thing. Thank you, Jamie, for that. As always. Don't forget, check him out. He does these things just on his own dime and time. And so if you want to help him out, head on over to patreon.com/TMS mashups and throw him a little something. Let's get out of here. A reminder. I did want to say this. I'm going to start taking voicemails again. When we're not on the show, we can take voicemails off air and play them on the show. It's been a while since we did this. Doing this with all the shows, actually. So if you want to call in, leave a voicemail, just say it's for TMS. That way I know. Because it's kind of a general voicemail for all the shows. But The number is 801-471-0462. That's the same number we use for the live shows as well, 801-471-0462. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it right here on the show. You can find, everything else at frogpants.com/TMS. Get a little something going on
Rocky Road Oreo repeating on you.
I guess so.
Making its way back to the surface.
It's the only breakfast I've had. I don't think my gut's like that.
Oh, that's not a good thing for your stomach.
It's not. Patreon.com/TMS is our Patreon. You can also find all that and details like it at frogpants.com/TMS. All right, that's it. Play a song. Let's get out. What do you got?
Sure. Ross wrote in and said, Brian, it would mean so bloody much to me if you could dedicate my request to my Tad Santa gift exchange, Stephen, from Cape Coral, Florida. Florida man, because I was embarrassingly late in sending him his gifts, but he's such a sound guy. I would also like to say thank you to Dan from McDonough, Georgia, for the amazing, thoughtful gifts he sent me. Love them so much, thank you. And thank you to Frog Pants and the Tadpole for being such nice Americans. Love, Ross Thomas, the sometimes annoying Brit in the Tadpole Facebook group. Yeah, if you couldn't tell from so bloody much to me, then he is the Brit. He listed a few favorite songs to choose, but I'm picking the very first one, which is a cover by the band Circa Waves. This is a cover of a song by the 1975 called Somebody Else, and you will find it as a single that they released back in 2017, so a couple of years ago. Here are Circa Waves from the single of the same name, Somebody Else.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
You had a cheesy trode.
Mm-hmm.